There are many possibilities on who could be the secret cameo Elizabeth Olsen was talking about over a month ago. Could it be Ian McKellen as Magneto? Could it be Patrick Stewart as Professor X? Could it even be Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man? I don't know who it could be, but today we're going to be talking about the possibilities of who could be the secret cameo she's talking about. Hey guys, before we start off today's video, y'all make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bells. Here on this channel, we upload trailer reactions, we do movie reviews, and we update everyone in the wonderful world of movies by uploading movie news once they come out. We talk about Star Wars, DC, Marvel, Lord of the Rings, The Godfather, all kinds of movies. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you're in the right place. This is a channel for movie fans and for us movie geeks to geek out about the wonderful world of movies. So if you like movies and if you're a big cinephile like I am, then you're in the right place. Now, let's cue that intro. So to provide some context to what I'm about to discuss, I want you guys to know that what happened is, I think after episode 5 or episode 4, somewhere around there, Elizabeth Olsen was asked, is there a Luke Skywalker level cameo in the upcoming Wandavision episodes? And she replied with, yes, I'm really excited. And later on, Paul Bettany was asked the same thing, and he said something like, I'm about to work with an actor that I'm excited with. It was a dream working with him, and I'm assuming both of those answers will be coming up in episode 9 of WandaVision, because so far we have not seen a big actor be on screen, and at the same time we have not seen that cameo. Now, a lot of Marvel fans that I talk to don't really know what a Luke Skywalker level cameo is. Now, for those out there who are Marvel and Star Wars fans, you know what I'm about to say, but for those that watched The Mandalorian, spoiler alert, season 2 epic finale, Luke Skywalker comes popping in for the first time. That young Luke Skywalker, the first time since Return of the Jedi, which came out before, somewhere around I don't know if it was the late 70s or early 80s, somewhere around there. I'm gonna say 79 I think is the year that Return of the Jedi came out. So it was a long time since we had seen Luke Skywalker, and for Elizabeth Olsen to confirm that, it gives me speculation. We're going to see a character that we've not seen for a while, and a character who's not in the MCU. When I tell my Marvel fans that, that Elizabeth Olsen said this, they think, oh, maybe it's Quicksilver. To me, Evan Peters is not a Luke Skywalker level cameo, and if he ends up being that cameo, I apologize, but that is not a Luke Skywalker level cameo regardless. He is nowhere near the pinnacle of fame that he is. A lot of my friends then also predict, what if it's Doctor Strange? What if it's Tom Holland Spider-Man? What if it's someone in the MCU? And then I respond with, no, those are not Luke Skywalker level cameos. Now, yes, that would be cool and that would be amazing, but it wouldn't be like Luke Skywalker. Because if you go on YouTube, for all my non-Star Wars fans, when you go on YouTube and you search up Luke Skywalker cameo in Mandalorian, look at the reactions, look at the emotions, look at the passion, especially from Star Wars fan theory. Go to that channel and go find all those reactions. And I'm telling you, man, lots of people went crazy. A lot of people began crying. I remember when I was watching The Mandalorian, it was early in the morning, and I was just going crazy. I was like, oh my, Luke Skywalker. And that's what a Luke Skywalker level cameo is. And we still don't know who the cameo is. So I'm assuming it's going to pop up in this week's episode 9. By the way, for those joining us, we're going to be doing a spoiler discussion on Friday at around 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to join us, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bells if you want to be a part of that. But the Luke Skywalker level cameo, who could it be? And I've narrowed it down to I have 2 big possibilities on who it could be. Now, there are lots of possibilities on who it can be, and I have 2 big ones. And I said it early in the video when I start off. I think it's Ian McKellen as Magneto or Patrick Stewart as Professor X. The reason why I say that is because Patrick Stewart did say a few years ago that he held a meeting with Kevin Feige, and he rejected the offer to come to the MCU because of how good Logan is. Do you think there's a possibility Patrick Stewart could be lying? Do you think Patrick Stewart lied to us to be in this project? And that was around the time WandaVision was being filmed too. So there's a possibility he could be lying. But my number one possibility on who I think it could be is Ian McKellen as Magneto. He's iconic. Everyone loves him. He's one of the best comic book villains of all time. To me, that is the best incarnation of Magneto. To me, I love Ian McKellen's Magneto. It was one of my favorite things from the X-Men movies. And he is a very popular character. And I do think he could be the Luke Skywalker level cameo. Imagine him popping up and saying, "That's my daughter," or something like that. And for those who don't know that context, in the comics, Magneto is the father of Wanda and Pietro. And I do think there's a possibility that could happen. But I'm also starting to question. Every episode gives me less and less of a chance that that could happen. But it can happen. And also, if Patrick Stewart was contacted by Kevin Feige and he revealed it and rejected it, do you think I think there's a giant possibility that he probably also contacted Magneto and said, "Hey, you want to be a part of this?" And maybe Ian McKellen never revealed that he actually had the interview with Kevin Feige because he did agree to the contract. And then there's another possibility. To me, this is the lowest possibility one, but it is Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. And the reason why I have such a low possibility is because Tobey Maguire just recently, there was talks about him signing with Marvel so that he could be in Spider-Man 3. Now, Marvel is really good at hiding secrets. Don't believe everything you see in rumors. I think Tobey Maguire, there is a chance he could be. But remember, they filmed this over a year ago. Way over a year ago. And Spider-Man 3, there was just I think the rumors started back in November or October that there was going to be a Spideyverse film with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. So take it with a grain of salt. I don't think Tobey Maguire could be that Luke Skywalker level cameo. Although, if he was to show up, I think it'd be as big as the Luke Skywalker level cameo. And now to debunk the Doctor Strange thing. Now, I do think Doctor Strange will pop up. There is no way he sees this giant hex with chaos magic and he doesn't at least go to investigate it real quick. But that's not a Luke Skywalker level cameo. I'm sorry, Benedict Cumberbatch, as much as I love him and as much as I love his Doctor Strange, I even have a poster over there of Doctor Strange. Regardless of what I think, he is not a Luke Skywalker level cameo. If he shows up, the fans will be like, "Oh, great, that's so cool." But then again, he's a recurring character in the MCU. We just saw him in 2019 in Endgame. So that is not a Luke Skywalker level cameo. The reason why the Luke Skywalker level cameo in The Mandalorian was so popular is because that was a version of the character we had not seen since 79, somewhere around there. 1979, maybe early 80s. I have to research when Return of the Jedi came out. And it was a very popular character. Doctor Strange, as much as he's loved, he's nowhere near as popular as Luke Skywalker, who is the face of Star Wars. And that's just a simple fact that we have to accept. So Benedict Cumberbatch is not that. Now there's another possibility that I hope does not happen. And that is Elizabeth Olsen isn't a Star Wars fan and she really didn't know what she was being asked. She probably just said it quickly like, "Yeah, there's a cameo. I don't know who this Luke Skywalker fellow is, but there's a cameo." That could be a possibility. I don't know if Elizabeth Olsen is a Star Wars fan. If she is, then she really did imply something big's happening. If she's not, then this could have all been misleading. I don't think that. A lot of actors in Hollywood really love Star Wars, and there's a chance she hasn't seen Star Wars, but if she has, then she confirmed to us that something big's happening. I really hope there is a cameo. It won't affect the show. I don't think it needs it, but the fact that she came out and said there's a Luke Skywalker level cameo, and the fact that I'm making a video all over on it, I think there needs to be that cameo. But if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to be disappointed. In my spoiler discussion, I'm probably going to give it a positive review. I love Wandavision so far. Episodes 1 through 8 have all been good. I really like it. I really like this mystery feeling of knowing what is going on. But there is a chance that Elizabeth Olsen could have been lying, or there's a chance that she just didn't know what the reporter was asking. Like, she's like, "Who is Luke Skywalker? Who is Luke Skywalker?" Why? I mean, there's a cameo. And maybe she was talking about Evan Peters' Quicksilver. But I apologize. That ain't no Luke Skywalker level cameo, my dude. That ain't no Luke Skywalker level cameo. It's a great little fun cameo. I remember watching and being like, "Oh, that's cool, that's cool. Oh my god, I did not think they'd get that." But it was not Luke Skywalker level cameo where I'm like, "Oh my god, Luke Skywalker, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." Like, it's not that. It's not that. Now, what could be another possibility? Andrew Garfield Spider-Man? Again, I put it in the same range with Tobey Maguire, where I'm like, they just recently talked about negotiations. I really don't think he'll pop up. And I really don't know. Maybe somebody else from the X-Men, maybe a Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. That is a giant possibility, and that would break the internet just like the Luke Skywalker level cameo did. Hugh Jackman, even though I would love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I think that one's less. Because to me, Magneto and Professor X makes a lot of sense because they're two very intelligent men who are very experienced with the mutant gene, and both are connected to Wanda in some way in the comics. Especially Magneto, who's the father. So to me, Magneto would be the giant possibility. But could there be a chance that Wolverine pops up? To me, that's very least likely. I do think it's more likely than Toby and Andrew coming up. I do think it's in the top 5 list. But to me, there's a very little chance of that. But there is a good chance that maybe that could happen. But again, I stand with Ian McKellen. Now for the final possibility on who could it be. These are 2 people. Michael Fassbender as Magneto and James McAvoy as Professor X. And for those wondering, they're both the ones from the new prequels X-Men movies. As much as I think that could be likely, I feel like Marvel understands that Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are much more popular with those characters than Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy. Now, don't get me wrong. Fassbender and McAvoy both are phenomenal actors. They're both great at what they do. But they are not nowhere near as great as Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen were in those respective roles as Magneto and Professor X. And so I think Marvel, if they were to bring in Fassbender and McAvoy, they would be Luke Skywalker level cameos. They would. Maybe not as big as Luke Skywalker, but somewhere close there. Even though it would be great to see them, I feel like Marvel would understand that the fans would rather see Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart rather than see Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy. Both great actors, both were loved in their respective roles. But I think Kevin Feige understands that X-Men Apocalypse and X-Men Dark Phoenix were so bad that fans probably don't want to see those versions of the characters. And yes, while The Last Stand was a poorly received film, Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart are both insanely popular characters within their respective franchises. So I do think there's a giant possibility that it's more Ian McKellen or Patrick Stewart coming back rather than Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy. And now for the last thing that I want to say is the whole Paul Bettany thing. Now, when Paul Bettany was asked, is there anyone here that you're excited for? He said there's actually an actor he's always been wanting to work with, an actor that he's always been excited to work with. There were rumors that Al Pacino would come in as Mephisto. I actually don't believe that's the case. I'm sorry, if Marvel was to cast Al Pacino, you'd be seeing him all over the trailers. You'd be seeing him all over the commercials because Al Pacino truly Al Pacino truly is one of the greatest actors to ever be in film. One of the greatest actors to be portrayed in a film. The Godfather, to me, is the greatest movie of all time, and he starred in it. Godfather Part 2 is my second favorite movie of all time, and he starred in it. Scarface is my third favorite movie of all time, and guess who starred in it? Al Pacino, big actor, one of the greatest actors of all time. And I highly doubt Marvel would just bring in Al Pacino and say, hey, look, you can just make this little appearance in the final episode. That'd be great, sweetie. I'm sorry, if you have Al Pacino, you bring him on for more stuff, and then either an entire movie or more episodes. I am sorry, I do not now, look, on Friday I could be wrong, I could be eating up my own words, but I just don't think it's Al Pacino coming in as Mephisto. Now, Mephisto, I do think is a giant possibility, being that actor Paul Bettany was talking about. But I don't think it's Al Pacino if it's just him showing up at the end. It would be cool to see him because, remember, Devil's Advocate. That would be cool to see him reprise that. And a lot of people have been getting the Elizabeth Olsen statement and the Paul Bettany statement confused as one. I think they're both separate things, but there's a chance that it could. because Ian McKellen's a big actor, but I think Paul Bettany worked with him already. But if it's Patrick Stewart, I do think he could be talking about Patrick Stewart, because remember, Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, even when they're not in X-Men, they were both insanely popular. Those were two amazing, phenomenal actors. So there is a giant possibility that Paul Bettany's referring to them. So it could be one, but could it also be separate? Because Paul Bettany didn't say anything about the Luke Skywalker level cameo. He just said there was an actor who he always wanted to work with. And could it be the actor for Nightmare? Now, there isn't any room. Some people assumed Mark Hamill would come in as Nightmare because he voice acted him before. I don't think it's that. I'm sorry, even though Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker, I don't think him popping up would be a Luke Skywalker level cameo. And now, I think that's really it for the Paul Bettany thing. There are people saying it's Al Pacino as Mephisto. Like I said, I don't think they would bring in Al Pacino just to put him in one episode, unless that episode's like 2 hours long. I'm sorry, Al Pacino's the type of actor you headline, you get people involved. But if Al Pacino was to pop up as a small supporting character like Mephisto, I'm telling you, this is something us comic book fans have been waiting for. To rub it all over those Scorsese fanboys who always say, Marvel doesn't make real films. Okay, then why is Al Pacino joining us? Oh, then again, you could say for money, but it doesn't matter. Although I love Scorsese, so I am a Scorsese fanboy, but I just hate how all of them are like, Marvel isn't real cinema. Regardless, y'all comment down below your thoughts, your opinions. Who do you think is the Luke Skywalker level cameo I am referring to? And if you're just joining us here for the first time, y'all make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you can be updated with this whole channel I have. We talk about movie news, movie reviews, everything in the wonderful world of movies, sometimes television, like right now today we're talking about television. And on Friday we're going to be hosting a spoilers discussion at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to join us, y'all make sure to join us. But like I said, y'all make sure to comment down below and let me know your thoughts. I want to know, you guys, what do you guys think? Who do you think is going to come up? Could it be Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man? Could it be Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, which isn't a Luke Skywalker level cameo, but it would be cool to have him, ain't it? Who could it be? Just comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Alright guys, I'm about to head out, and I really hope you guys have a wonderful day, and like I said, make sure to join us at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday for the spoiler discussion of a lifetime, because episode 9, I did not do one for episode 8 by accident, but I am promising to do one for episode 9 because that's too big of an episode to miss. Anyways guys, that's all it for today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.